My name's Graham Ray. I'm the chairman of the board of directors of Inverness Caledonian Thistle Football Club. Being relegated is a shocking process. It brings a huge amount of change. We have essentially a new board, a new chairman, we have a new manager, half the team are different. Being in the championship is a very demanding in terms of the difference in money, TV rights, prize money, the number of supporters. So we're running the club on over £1 million less this year than we had last year. And that makes everything very, very challenging. We had a manager that was not experienced as a manager. That was a decision that was taken at the time. He had been a very valuable and long-serving member of the football team as the captain. But as putting someone into a position without experience at management level proved not to be successful. And perhaps we should have, on reflection, had some checks and balances to look at performance and perhaps intervene throughout the season at milestone moments, but that was not the case.
John Robertson, I returned second spell as manager in June of this year. Inverness don't have the luxury of 100 odd years of history behind them, 100 odd years of a fan base behind them. We're coming up 23, 24 years. So we're really only into our second generation of Inverness Caledonian Thistle fans. So when a club like ourselves is hit with relegation, it hits it hard, and it's probably the sporting equivalent of a hurricane. A hurricane hits a place and leaves it in bits and pieces and devastation, and you've got to pick through what's left and start to rebuild, and that's basically what we've done. We sat down with the coaches, we realised what players we had, we spoke about the vastly reduced budget and what we could and couldn't bring in, and started it from there. When we came in, a lot of players had to go because we had to get down, as we said, to a sustainable level. I mean, the budget the last time I think the club won the first division was around about 1.1, 1.2 million. It's around about just over half of that this year. So, that's where we are. But that's the best way to go forward.
I'm Gary Warren, part of Inverness Caledonian Thistle Football Club, joined in 2012. I think we've had a lot of turnover in players. We've lost from the Scottish Cup winning side. I think if you look at that team, comparing that to now, it's hard to think maybe 3 or 4 lads that are still here. So that's for me one of the main things, one of the main reasons we're kind of where we are, sitting where we are now.
I think we want to get the club back into the hands of the community. We want to engage more closely with our supporters and our shareholders and the community at large. We want to be far more collaborative. I think our supporters were displeased when relegation came, but it was not just that, but the manner in which we didn't really communicate extensively with them. So we're trying to restore that faith and re-earn their trust, one supporter at a time. It might sound as a cliche, but we are determined to be more open and better governance, far more transparent.
We've been relegated, so a lot of fans have become disenchanted. That happens. There's always a fall-off for smaller clubs when they go down. But there's an opportunity to start again, and we know we've got a massive task. We know we've got a massive task to win back some of the fans who feel a bit disgruntled after last season. But we've also got a massive task to entice new fans to come, and that's what we want to try and do. We want to try and get more families coming to the games. Not only do we have the fact of we've been relegated, but we also know that our nearest rival, Ross County, are still in the Premiership, and we'll have what is seen as a glamour game. So, everybody's having to roll up their sleeves and work extra hard for the club, and, as I say, take it forward to what will be, I've no doubt about that, a fantastically bright future.
I'm at an age now where I need to be playing the highest level I can. And for me, the club has to strive to do that. It has to be working in that direction of getting back up and getting promoted this year. That's our aim.
Our goal is to bounce back. It's a big goal, but I think we have to aim high. We have to believe that we can We have the right manager, I believe. Our team is now coming together after a sort of shaky start. We've been playing very creative football, not scoring as much as we would like to, but I think we have all the right ingredients. So resilience and hard work and attitude, coupled with good football results, will bring us back up. Here we are in the Murray Firth. Here we have dolphins here. When you have dolphins in a community, there's a sense of well-being. Use that as an analogy. When this football team is playing well, the entire community gets behind us. The entire community feels positive, and it manifests itself in the way people support the club, the results that we get, where we position ourselves in the city and the Highlands in general. So if we can get all of those things aligned and be successful, then I'm absolutely confident we will get our position back at the top table.
If you're talking about the natural evolution of things, we would be middle of the championship. But this is a club that's never done that. You know, we've always been a club that's had lower than average fan base, lower than average fans travelling away. But that suits us. You know, that gives us the underdog mentality that's always been here, that we can be much bigger than the sum of our parts. So, you know, despite the fact that we aren't the biggest club in the world, we aren't the biggest club in Scottish football, we aren't the biggest club in the championship, that doesn't stop us having big aims and big ambitions. I'm very ambitious. I want my players to be very ambitious, and we want to get back. We've proven over the last 10, 12, 13 years that Inverness Caledonian Thistle can hold their own in the Scottish Premier League, and that's where we want to get back to.